I'm Ted Deutsch. I'm a member of Congress who represents Florida's 21st district. Since I've arrived in Congress, I have fought awfully hard against the policies that have been in place for too long that provide billions of dollars of tax subsidies to oil companies. I'm also proud to be the first Florida member of the Safe Climate Caucus. I've had the opportunity to speak on the floor and I've worked with my colleagues on the caucus to really focus on climate change and to understand why we need to tackle it as a Congress, and it needs to be a priority. The power plants that are in existence will now be, if this rule goes through, when this rule goes through, will now be subject to EPA regulation. Power plants that are fueled with carbon fuels that contribute to global warming. We're finally going to have the opportunity to insist that these plants take steps and that the companies who run them take steps to make sure that they're not polluting our environment. It's a really important step forward. We don't live in a state where we can simply take the position that it's okay to put our head in the sand because we're so far from the water we won't be impacted. The sand that we put our head in is the beach. We can't afford to do it. We have to take action. Florida is really at the forefront of global climate change. It needs to be, and this proposed rule is going to affect us in a dramatic and positive way. There are over 2.3 million people who have spoken out already in support of EPA action. I think there's an opportunity for citizens to be able to explain why climate change matters to them, why having a sustainable energy policy matters to them, why it's important for us to recognize what's at stake here for us, for our kids, for the environment, and for our economic future. The public shouldn't just weigh in with the EPA. They should weigh in with their members of Congress. And they should let them know that this is a priority for them and that they're watching. There are lots of people who care about different issues, and a lot of them, unfortunately, sit around and have conversations with one another about it instead of reaching out to their elected officials who are going to be voting, who are going to be expressing their opinions about it. They need to make their voices heard, and they need to do it strongly. They need to reach out to their members of Congress, their senators, and they need to tell them why this is important and why they're counting on their elected officials to represent their interests in combating global climate change.